Why your brain lives in the past. Right now, as you're listening to this sentence, you think you're experiencing the present moment. You aren't. In fact, by the time your brain finishes processing these words, the moment that created them is already gone. Everything you see, everything you hear, everything you touch, everything you believe is happening right now, is actually happening in the past. Not the distant past, not yesterday, not even a second ago, but a measurable amount of time ago. And the strangest part is that your brain is hiding this from you. It edits reality, it delays reality, and then it presents that delayed version to you as if it were happening live. The world feels immediate, but it isn't. You are watching a recording that your brain constantly updates millions of times every second. And once you understand how this works, you'll never look at reality the same way again. Because the question isn't whether your brain lives in the past. The question is how far behind reality you really are. Imagine a lightning strike. The flash explodes across the sky. A moment later, you hear the thunder. Everyone knows why. Light travels faster than sound. The event happened once, but your senses received it at different times. Now here's the uncomfortable realization. Exactly the same thing is happening all around you right now. The light bouncing off the room around you doesn't instantly appear inside your mind. First, photons travel into your eyes. Then specialized cells inside your retina convert that light into electrical signals. Those signals travel through the optic nerve. Then they pass through multiple regions of the brain. Only after all of that do you finally experience sight. The same thing happens with sound and touch and smell. Every sensation takes time. Not much, usually milliseconds. But reality never reaches you instantly. Scientists estimate that conscious awareness lags behind the outside world by roughly 80 to 500 milliseconds, depending on the situation. Half a second doesn't sound like much, but think about what that means. The universe has already moved on. The moment you're experiencing no longer exists. The version of reality inside your head is always slightly outdated. Your entire life is happening on a delay. In the 1970s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet performed an experiment that remains controversial to this day. He asked volunteers to sit in front of a clock. Their task was simple: move a finger whenever they wanted. Nothing complicated, no pressure. Just decide to move and do it. At the same time, Libet measured activity inside their brains. And what he discovered was astonishing. The brain began preparing the movement before participants became consciously aware of deciding to move. The signal appeared first. The conscious decision appeared later. Your brain was already acting before you knew about it. Think about that. The decision felt voluntary. The participants were certain they chose to move, but their brains had already started the process. Some researchers interpreted this as evidence that free will might be an illusion. Others argued the conclusion went too far. But everyone agreed on one thing. Conscious awareness arrives late. Your brain is doing things before your conscious mind catches up. The you reading these words may be less like a commander and more like a reporter receiving updates from a process already underway. And that's a strange thought, because it suggests that consciousness isn't leading reality. It's chasing it. Now things get even stranger. If your brain simply showed you delayed information, life would be impossible. Imagine trying to catch a baseball. By the time you consciously saw the ball, it would already be somewhere else. Athletes would miss constantly. Drivers would crash. Predators would never catch prey. Yet somehow we function perfectly. Why? Because your brain cheats. It predicts the future. Neuroscientists now believe the brain is less like a camera and more like a prediction engine. It constantly generates forecasts about what will happen next. Then it compares reality against those forecasts. Most of the time, the predictions are correct. So correct that you never notice them. When a friend throws a ball toward you, your brain isn't reacting to where the ball is. It's estimating where the ball will be. When someone speaks, your brain predicts upcoming words before they leave their mouth. When you walk through a doorway, your brain predicts what the room will look like before your eyes fully process it. You aren't experiencing reality directly. You're experiencing your brain's best guess about reality. And usually, that guess is accurate enough to keep you alive. So if everything is delayed, why doesn't it feel delayed? Because your brain performs one of the most impressive tricks in nature. It creates the illusion of a single present moment. Think about what your senses are dealing with. Light reaches your eyes at one speed. Sound reaches your ears at another. Touch signals travel through nerves at completely different rates. Some signals arrive almost instantly. Others take much longer. If your brain presented everything exactly when it arrived, reality would feel fragmented and chaotic. Instead, the brain waits. It gathers information. It synchronizes it. Then it packages everything into a unified experience, a seamless moment called now. But this now is artificial. It's assembled after the fact. It's more like a movie editor stitching together scenes than a live broadcast. The present moment you experience isn't happening in real time. It's a carefully constructed reconstruction of the recent past. And you've been living inside that reconstruction your entire life without realizing it. There is a simple illusion that reveals the trick. Imagine a small flash of light on a screen. At the same time, a dot starts moving. For most people, the moving dot appears slightly ahead of where it really is. Your brain pushes it forward. It doesn't show you where the dot was. It shows you where it expects the dot to be. This is called the flash lag effect, and it reveals something disturbing. Your brain doesn't just receive reality, it corrects reality. It bends your perception toward the future to make up for the delay. Without this correction, every moving object would appear behind its true position. A bird in flight, a car on the road, a hand reaching toward your face. Everything would be late. So your brain solves the problem by making a prediction. And when the prediction is right, the world feels normal. But when the prediction is wrong, reality glitches. You see things that are not exactly there. You feel timing that is not exactly real. You experience a world that has already been edited before it reaches consciousness. And this means something very strange. You are not seeing the world as it is. You are seeing the world as your brain thinks it is about to become. This is why professional athletes seem almost superhuman. A baseball pitch can reach the batter in less than half a second. By the time the conscious brain fully processes the ball's movement, it's already too late. The batter cannot think, "The ball is coming, I should swing now." That would be too slow. The swing begins before conscious thought can finish. The brain reads tiny clues: the pitcher's shoulder, the wrist angle, the rotation of the ball, the position of the hips. Then it predicts where the ball will be. A great athlete isn't reacting to the present. They are acting on a prediction of the future. The same is true for fighters, drivers, musicians, dancers, even ordinary people walking through a crowded street. You don't consciously calculate every step. You don't analyze every face. You don't measure every moving body around you. Your brain is constantly forecasting where everything will be a fraction of a second from now. And because it usually works, you call it instinct. But instinct is just prediction so fast you don't feel it happening. Now think about conversation. When someone speaks to you, you feel like you're listening live. but your brain is already predicting what they are going to say. Before a person finishes a sentence, your brain has often guessed the ending. That is why you can interrupt someone before they finish. That is why you can finish a familiar phrase. That is why a joke works only when the ending violates the prediction your brain already made. Language is not passive. Listening is prediction. Your brain takes the first few sounds and starts building possibilities. One word narrows the options, then another, then another. By the time the final word arrives, your brain may have already prepared its meaning. This is also why mistakes feel so strange. When someone says something unexpected, your brain stumbles. It has to delete the prediction and rebuild the sentence. For a split second, the world doesn't make sense. And that tiny pause reveals the machinery underneath. You thought you were hearing the present, but really, your brain was guessing ahead and correcting itself when reality disagreed. Illusions are not failures of the brain. They are proof that the brain is working exactly as designed. Take the rubber hand illusion. A person sits with one real hand hidden. A fake rubber hand is placed in front of them. Then both the hidden real hand and the visible fake hand are stroked at the same time with brushes. After a few minutes, something impossible happens. The person starts to feel as if the rubber hand is their own. If someone suddenly hits the fake hand, they flinch. Their heart rate changes. Their body reacts as if the threat is real. Why? Because the brain doesn't care what is true. It cares what pattern makes the most sense. It receives sight. It receives touch. It receives timing. And it builds the most likely explanation. The hand I see being touched must be my hand. That is terrifying, because it means your sense of your own body is not fixed. It is constructed moment by moment. Your body feels obvious to you, but your brain is constantly rebuilding it from signals. And under the right conditions, it can be fooled into owning a piece of rubber. So when you say, "This is my body," what you really mean is, "This is the model my brain is currently maintaining." Here is the strangest part. The world you experience is not outside you, not directly. The sky you see is not the sky itself. It is a visual model built inside your brain. The sound of rain is not the rain itself. It is your brain's interpretation of air pressure changes, the smell of smoke, the feeling of cold water, the warmth of another person's hand. All of it exists for you only after the brain converts physical signals into experience. This doesn't mean the outside world is fake. It means you never meet it raw. You meet the brain's translation. And translation always changes something. It filters. It simplifies. It fills in missing information. Your eyes have blind spots, but you don't see holes in the world. Your brain fills them in. Your vision is sharp only in a tiny central area, but you feel like everything around you is clear. Your brain creates that feeling. You believe you see a stable, complete world, but what you actually have is a controlled hallucination that reality keeps correcting. Most of the time, the hallucination matches the world well enough. That is why you survive. But it is still a hallucination, a useful one, a shared one, a life-saving one, but a hallucination nonetheless. Now ask yourself this: if the brain builds your sense of reality, does it also build your sense of time? Yes, and that's why time is not experienced equally. A boring afternoon can disappear. A dangerous second can feel enormous. People in car accidents often report that time slowed down. A falling glass seems to hang in the air. A crash unfolds frame by frame. A single moment stretches. But the outside clock did not slow down. Your brain changed how the moment was recorded. Under stress, the brain becomes intensely alert. It captures more detail, more images, more sensations, more emotional information. Later, when you remember the event, it feels longer because the memory is denser. It contains more data. So fear doesn't necessarily slow time while it's happening. It may make the memory of time feel expanded afterward. This means your life is not measured only by clocks. It is measured by attention. A day you barely notice disappears. A day full of emotion, danger, beauty, or novelty becomes larger in memory. That is why childhood summers felt endless. Everything was new. Your brain was recording more. New streets, new people, new fears, new games, new smells. But as an adult, repetition compresses time. Same room, same phone, same route, same tasks. Your brain stops recording details because it thinks it already knows the pattern. And years begin to vanish. Not because time is moving faster, but because your brain has stopped saving it. Memory feels like a recording. It isn't. Every time you remember something, your brain reconstructs it. It pulls fragments together, images, emotions, words, meanings. Then it builds a version of the past that feels complete. But it is not a perfect replay. It is an edit. And each time you remember it, the memory can change. A detail gets added, a feeling grows stronger, a face becomes clearer than it really was. A sentence appears that may never have been said. This is why two people can experience the same event and remember it differently. They are not lying. Their brains built different versions. Your past is not a fixed archive. It is a living story your brain keeps rewriting. And if your perception of the present is delayed, and your memory of the past is reconstructed, then where is the solid ground? The present is edited. The past is edited, and the future is predicted. Your entire conscious life is made of three things: a delayed present, a rewritten past, and an imagined future. And somehow, out of that, you get the feeling of being real. People say, live in the present. It sounds simple, but biologically, it may be impossible. By the time you become aware of a moment, it has already passed. The present is not something consciousness catches. It is something consciousness follows. Like thunder follows lightning. Like an echo follows a voice. Like a shadow follows a body. The true present is always just ahead of you. Unreachable. A razor-thin edge where the universe is actually happening before your mind has finished building the experience. You live behind that edge, always slightly late, always watching the world after it has already become history. And yet, this delay is not a flaw. It is the price of consciousness. To experience something, your brain needs time to process it, to understand it, to connect it with memory, to give it meaning. A creature that experienced raw reality instantly might not understand anything at all. It would be flooded with signals. No story, no self, no world. Your delay is what gives reality shape. You are late because your brain is making the universe comprehensible. So right now, as these words reach you, remember this. You are not hearing them in the exact moment they exist. Your brain is receiving signals, sorting them, predicting them, correcting them, building them into meaning, and then handing them to you as experience. The room around you feels solid. The light feels instant. Your body feels like it belongs to you. The present feels like now. But all of it is a construction. A beautiful, fragile, delayed construction. Your brain lives in the past so that you can survive the future. It takes what already happened and turns it into a world you can move through. It guesses what comes next so you don't fall behind. It rewrites what came before, so your life feels like one continuous story. And maybe that is the strangest thing about being human. You never touch the present. You never see reality raw. You never remember the past exactly as it was. And still, somehow, you live. You love people. You fear death. You make choices. You regret yesterday. You hope for tomorrow. All while standing inside a moment your brain already finished editing. So the next time someone tells you to live in the now, understand what they're really asking. They are asking you to live inside the closest thing your mind can build. A tiny, delayed window, a few milliseconds wide, suspended between memory and prediction. That is where your whole life happens. Not in the true present, not in the objective universe, but in the version of reality your brain creates for you, just after reality has already moved on.